So, Joe, Dead Space 2. You beat it, I beat it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about the ending.
Let's talk about the ending.
So, how'd you feel?
About the ending specifically.
Well, I mean, I'm interested in how you're feeling today and as a person, but specifically for this, I'm interested in how you felt when you were seeing the conclusion of the game.
It's one of those things where I was actually really satisfied by it in the moment, and then sort of realized, like, after I was like, wow, I love that part when weird, like, mental zombie Nicole, like, tries to stab Isaac in the face or something.
Thank you, Isaac. Now, time to die.
What?
When I started to piece it together, it's like, okay, now why was that happening? Why were we in Isaac's mind, and why did killing the marker in his, like, in the immediate, like, few minutes after beating it, I realized that I didn't have a lot of, like, concrete information as to, like, why exactly things were happening the way they were. So it actually took, like, for me, it took a second playthrough of the final chapter, and then also some, you know, spending a fair bit of time on, like, the Dead Space wiki.
Oh boy, that
to
means
sort
helpful.
Oh man.
Yeah. There's a huge moment later on in the game where Isaac enters the military sector, the government sector, and sees the gigantic marker which he was responsible for, and all the necromorphs swarming around it.
What? What are they doing?
Nicole leads Isaac to what is just referred to as the eye machine. I was in the same boat. I didn't understand why he had to do that the first time, but then you learn that it unlocked the memories of the marker that they're trying to keep, like, him from accessing, so that he couldn't do anything about it. And then he actually had to be pulled into his own mind, because what Nicole ended up doing the entire time, from what my understanding is that she was trying to unify Isaac with the marker so it could become complete. And that's why she needed him to unlock that part of his mind. And it was also, incidentally, the only way that he could combat the marker's influence inside of his head.
Yeah, but there's also some sort of weird thread that ties Isaac's mental state to the marker itself, because, like, not only is Isaac fighting kind of in his own mind, but when he beats the marker, that results in the actual physical marker falling apart.
Yeah, because that's something that we would not be led to believe could happen based off the first game or anything that happened prior. That's probably, like, I understand there's a lot of weird spiritual stuff happening in the game, but that, in a game where, you know, necromorphs exist and space zombies exist, like, that was a little bit of a stretch to me too.
But, I mean, they do refer to Isaac as one of the makers.
Right.
So...
Him and Strauss, right?
Well, yeah, but see, even that's a little ambiguous. Like, whether or not it's just referring to Isaac's role as a maker of that particular marker, or if he has some sort of larger significance in, like, the Dead Space universe, I don't know. But it would seem to me that, like, there's got to be something about it being the marker's, like, construction, like Isaac's role as someone who built that marker being somehow important to, like, maintaining its physical form or something. Which, I mean, I don't know. The marker acts in mysterious ways, and I guess that's all we really get out of it.
Right.
But
we know that the unitologists are very interested in it, and we know that from the post-credits business that there may be as many as 11 others or so.
Nothing survived this, sir. Marker Site 12 is a total loss.
Pity.
Yeah, it's referred to as Site 12,
Right.
but it's also not necessarily referred to as the last one.
Right.
So there are at least 11 others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you do with the boss fight? How long did it take you? Because I've talked to some folks, like I talked to Ben Reeves, and he said that it took him a while to find out that as you're shooting Nicole, or the image of Nicole in your mind, that in the background, the marker begins to open and exposes, like, that pulsating orange heart that you want to shoot at. And he said he didn't notice right away. Did that click for you right away?
Yeah, I mean, I noticed right away. I just took my line gun and just started blasting away at everything.
Oh, that thing's amazing for
Yeah.
the pack. Right before you enter your own mind and fight Nicole, this game is weird. As I'm the more and more I'm describing. And there's a moment with Hans. I said Tiedemann. You said it's Tiedemann.
I thought it was Tiedemann.
No, let's go with that.
I mean, they say it over the intercom and stuff.
Tiedemann sounds like a dumb name, so let's go with Tiedemann. But there's a moment where he comes from the marker and half of his body's all scorched, and he starts shooting you with the javelin gun.
Yeah.
And then you get it, and I didn't even know that this was possible. But the first time I did it, he does the dramatic, like, behind his back thing, and he's going to deliver the final shot to Tiedemann, and I completely missed.
So you pulled the trigger and you just weren't aimed at it.
And Isaac just sort of oh well, and drops it, and then just, I don't know, does his business with Nicole.
For me, I had something kind of similar happen, whereas like it took me too long to realize that that was an event that you could control. So like I had him, you know, sort of he was like down on his knees, and Isaac sort of pulls the gun or whatever and holds it. And I was like, I sat there staring at the screen as Isaac's just kind of like,
It just looked like a cutscene.
oh yeah, I'm waiting for it to happen. I'm like, oh wait, I can do this. But by the time I realize it and start like moving the stick around, it's too like I don't get a chance to line my shot up in time, and then the guy just falls over.
So just like, meh.
So without even firing a shot, he just falls over dead. I'm just like, nah.
Isaac was probably really tired.
Yeah.
What did you think about the fake out ending where he finishes destroying the marker and the whole place is coming down and he's just kind of sitting and it looks like it's just going to fade to Isaac's impending demise?
I like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
would you have been cool if that was how it ended?
There's a value to both kinds of endings, I think. I mean, that one's I don't like that one's cooler in terms of like a character focused thing on Isaac, but it doesn't provide the kind of resolution. Otherwise, those events would feel sort of like a cheap tack on. If Dead Space 3 begins with like, oh, by the way, you're getting saved.
You complete bastard.
If Isaac's gonna continue as the central character of the series, like, you may as well have his survival assured rather than do the whole fake out that no one's gonna believe that he's dying on the station.
Right, and it helps Ellie become an even more memorable character because in a series where, you know, arguably Isaac wasn't even really a character in the first one, having a new strong character, and I thought Ellie was pretty badass. You know, she lost her eye to Strauss, and, you know, she came through and helped him out and, you know, dramatically saved him. I think she's pretty cool. I would like to see her return in Dead Space 3.
Yeah.
Maybe co-op, huh? That'd be pretty nice if they decide to do that. We'll see. It'd be hard to make it creepy, but...
Well, I mean, without getting too far into it, I mean, you could run into the same problem that like people had with Resident Evil 5 in that case, and that like, I mean, it's having another person there diminishes the sort of like scariness of it and like the threat.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. And that'd just be maybe ramped up to an action game. But
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing where the story leads, and hopefully it doesn't get as simple as each following Dead Space just becomes another quest to destroy a marker.
Yeah.
I'm sure like Visceral, there's a lot of very talented people there, and I'm sure that they can create some different dynamic that makes it more interesting. Maybe we'll see like the hive mind queen thing come back in some capacity too. But I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yeah, me too.
I was totally satisfied with the ending, and I'm really looking forward to the third one.
Yeah.
Oh, you jerk. That was climactic. Thanks, Joe.